I'd like to invite Honorable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal to address the Indian community here in Qatar. With a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Ambassador of India to Qatar, Shri Vipul, Additional Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, Shri Asim, colleagues from India who have joined me in the delegation, Ms. Priya Nair, Mr. Sanjeev, all the members of the Indian Embassy, all the wonderful people from Qatar who make us proud with your outstanding contribution to the Qatar-India relations and the wonderful work that you are doing in Qatar, whom you represent, friends from the Indian delegation accompanying me, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to first of all compliment all the fabulous performers who have truly demonstrated to us today with their smiling expression, with the enthusiasm and grace with which they perform, that Bharat represents Vikas and Virasat. Prime Minister Modi often says, no country in the world can ever become a developed nation unless it respects its traditions, its culture, its history, its heritage. And therefore he says, Bharat ko vikas bhi chahiye, virasat ko bhi hame sambhalna hai. And I think all the community leaders who have maintained the rich Indian culture and have encouraged our children through training and through celebrations of different festivals to maintain Indian traditions deserve the highest praise for their leadership. My compliments to all the 4 associations and many others, the 100 other associations in Qatar who have kept together the Indian community over many years of service. Keep up the good work and my best wishes to all of you in the future too. While it's my first visit to Doha and to Qatar, it almost feels like home when I'm amongst all of you. The huge diversity that you represent, different parts of the country coming together, different regions, different professions, different languages, all generations, everybody seems to be represented here. We saw North, South, West being showcased in today's performances also. And that is the strength, the diversity of India is our biggest strength. That is what powers the Indian growth story. And I think the 800,000 plus Indians who work and serve Qatar, who live in Qatar peacefully, hard-working Bharatiyas who have integrated into the local society so beautifully, are truly the living bridge between Qatar and India. My salute to all of you and my best wishes to each and every one of you and your families for the huge service that you are doing to strengthen the Qatar-India relationship. Thank you very much for whatever you are doing. In fact, I was just asking Ambassador Vipul whether we have a database of the 800,000 persons of Indian origin who live in Qatar. It seems we have a data of some of you, but there's no integrated database of all the people who live in Qatar having roots back home in India. Now, I'm suggesting this not out of any compulsion, not out of any desire to show any strength of the Indian community, but from the point of view that in good times, in bad times, sometimes there's a difficulty, sometimes there's a celebration, in joy or in pain, it's always good to be able to connect with each other, to know who else is here, who can be of any help to any of us. And therefore, while the embassy need not get into any such activity, so that it is not misunderstood at any point of time, maybe we could run an effort that since we have over 100 associations working in different parts of Qatar in different professions, there could be the Institute of Chartered Accountants, which brings together all the chartered accountants. There may be a Gujarat society, a Kannada society, a Kerala society, a Tamil society, a Telugu society. There might be people of the Northeast who may have created a group of people together. There's a cultural society. By the way, your logos are very smart, I must say. With so much diversity and so many associations, let us make an effort that we reach out to our brothers and sisters and try to see that every person who has come to Qatar to serve the nation, who represents India, Indian tradition, Indian culture, is a member of at least any one association. And this should transcend everybody. The idea is that a person who comes to Qatar at least is engaged with a small set of people who can look after them in good times or bad times. And if we can encourage the 100 associations to reach out to others, one can be a member of more than one association. But if we can, and nowadays I think everybody would have a smartphone. I suspect there will be nobody who doesn't have a mobile phone. And we can easily create very simple online registration with basic information, no confidential information, no incursion on privacy, no misuse of any data, but just the ability to connect with each other, to get to know each other, maybe to experience each other's cuisines, maybe to visit each other occasionally, maybe to get together in a festival or at any point of time be able to reach out to each other will be a very great support, comfort, and while it's not the best word to use, but it will be like a insurance policy that if I have any difficulty, I know I have a friend in need. I know somebody I can reach out. And by the way, this may also open up vistas of business opportunities. This may also open up opportunities for us to create an ecosystem which can be supportive of each other, not only in India, but maybe back home. It's possible that somebody may have a difficulty back home in India or their family may need some help. Somebody amongst us could be of help to them. Or our contacts in India could be of help to them. Maybe all the 800,000 may not have a connect with the embassy. But somebody in need could reach out to one of you And I suspect if you are here in this room today, you are part of the embassy's ecosystem. And you could connect them to the embassy. And it's just a thought. I leave it to you and your wisdom. It'll help you connect with your roots. It'll help you understand each other, understand the diversity that India represents. I could even suggest other small outcomes of this. I often tell my chartered accountant friends that each one of us should adopt a child in the village where we come from originally. We have 600,000 or so chartered accountants in India. And we have 600,000 villages in India. Just imagine if each chartered accountant would adopt one child in the village from where they come. We would be building up a pool of talent of 600,000 potentially qualified chartered accountants in the future. We could mentor them, we could support them in the journey of life. And today, there is a demand for financial professionals and chartered accountants across the world, knowing that they are very diligent, very hardworking, very competent, well qualified. And in that same breath, if each one of you in Qatar who has made it in life, I'm sure if you have reached here, many of you are better off than many of your peers back home. There are many left behind in the villages who did not get an opportunity, who may not have boarded a train to come into a city or a town or cross the oceans and go into another country where you may have got a better opportunity than those who are left behind in the villages. Can we, I don't know, did any of you see the movie Swadesh? Some of you have. What happened in that? I think it was Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan just goes back to his village and he finds that there's a water scarcity. And he uses elementary skills and helps them overcome that water scarcity. Probably create some pipeline and a motor to pump water up so that people can get water in their homes. Small, rustic, technological intervention. But he serves his village, his people, his society. Now just imagine if each one of us in this room here, and certainly if you have reached here, I can again repeat, you are no ordinary person. But there will be many who could benefit from your accomplishments, from your advancements. Suppose each one of you was to go back to your village. And I think many of you must be going back home quite often. But instead of going to only Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Kochi or Trivandrum, if we make it a point that we will go back to our village once, see what is happening there, see how we can help them, see who is a bright child in the village whom we can support with a scholarship. See if there's somebody very much in need whom we can help. Maybe you may find a startup entrepreneur, a young man or a young girl with tremendous skills, with great enthusiasm, some innovative idea, but lack of resources. And believe me, that satisfaction you will get. And for some of you, you may even get business opportunities. You may find that the spices made in a village in Kerala or the coffee brewed in a village in Karnataka, or tea coming out of Darjeeling or Assam. Each one of these products can open up a business opportunity for some of you. You could help them start a packaging unit there, bring it to Qatar and sell it in all of the Gulf countries, and maybe start a new business also, while supporting somebody back home. There's tremendous potential in this desire to serve. And I'm sure there's a lot that you can do, there's a lot that we can do together, so that the 800,000 Indians or persons of Indian origin living in Qatar can contribute in our journey to make India a developed nation, a prosperous nation by 2047, when we will all celebrate 100 years of India's independence. Viksit Bharat 2047. And Viksit Bharat 2047 is not just Prime Minister Modi's sankalp. It's not just his commitment. It's not just Prime Minister Modi's mission in life. His vision to make India a developed and prosperous nation is aligned with the collective commitment of 1.4 billion Indians. 140 करोड़ देशवासी इस संकल्प के साथ, इस कर्तव्य भावना के साथ आज अपनी सेवाएं दे रहे हैं, आज मेहनत कर रहे हैं, आज काम कर रहे हैं to achieve the goal of Viksit Bharat 2047. And some of you may have seen, which movie was that? I don't know, I'm a Shah Rukh Khan fan, but not so much of a fan that I only remember his movies. Which movie was Shah Rukh Khan's dialogue? जब किसी चीज को बड़ी शिद्दत के साथ ओम शांति ओम. So, I think movies resonate with Qatar also. और अगर आप लोग भी उसी शिद्दत के साथ विकसित भारत 2047 के साथ जुड़ जाएंगे, तो कहते हैं ना, पूरी कायनात भी आपके साथ जुड़ जाएगी इसको सफल बनाने में. Friends, the relationship between Qatar and India is powered by the twin engine. The friendship, whether it is between His Highness the Amir of Qatar and Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, whether it is the relationship between the businesses of Qatar and India, or it is the power that all of you bring in the people-to-people engagement between the Qataris and Bharatiyas. As they say, he who builds with trust builds forever. And therefore together, the people of Qatar and the people of India, all of you representing Qatar, all the 140 crore Indians back home in Bharat, together will build this trust, this camaraderie, as His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani said, and I quote, "The Indian community plays a vital role in the social and cultural development of our country." He means Qatar. Your contribution to the social and cultural development of Qatar is being recognized at the highest level in Qatar. Similarly, Honorable Prime Minister Modi has said, and I quote, success of humanity lies in our collective strengths. When the scale and talent that Bharat has to offer works together with the investment abilities of Qatar, together Qatar and India will power the development of all of humanity. And that is the strength that you bring to the table. And I am very confident that the sincerity with which you contribute to Qatar's economy, the hard work that you put in, the assimilation of Indian people with the local community is your biggest strength. Peace-loving, very friendly Indians across the world, and we have over 4 crore Indians, different parts of the world, are known for their peace-loving nature, are known to assimilate in the country in which they live. They never create a problem for the local people. They are no obstacle to local governments. They become a part of the local society. And that is your biggest strength. And that is what makes us proud of all of you. Keep up the good work. Continue to engage with your motherland, but be loyal to the country which you have adopted, to the place which is your karma bhumi. Always be loyal to your karma. Keep the connect with the Matra Bhumi, but the loyalty to your karma bhumi. And that is what represents the ethos of Indian society, Indian thinking. यही चीज भारतीयता है. भारत की ताकत इसी बात में है कि हम ईमानदारी से पूरी मेहनत करते हैं. कई ऐसे इसके बारे में कई किस्से भी लिखे गए हैं, पर आप सब जानते हैं कि जो हमारे अन्नदाता होते हैं, जो भी हमारे लिए ऑक्यूपेशन या प्रोफेशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं, हमारी आमदनी प्रोवाइड करते हैं, वी आर लॉयल to that person, that community, that country who provides for our needs. And therefore, be good in your work here, be loyal to your profession, to your employer, work hard and make India proud and make them also recognize that Indians and Indian society is good to work with. I am sure together, when all of you represent India, you are the living bridge between Qatar and India. You will uphold the highest traditions of India. I'm indeed delighted to have had this opportunity to meet all of you. I'm indeed delighted that you have maintained the cultural identity of India. As I was seeing the 3 performances, I was reminded of my own childhood when I used to play Garba in my neighborhood, in the corner, in the Choraya, very close to my home. I used to live in a Jain society in Mumbai, and our Navratri in those days used to be the most famous in Mumbai. I today represent North Mumbai in Lok Sabha, and the Navratri celebrations in North Mumbai in Borivali, Kandivali, the Easter, if some of you are familiar with Mumbai, is amongst the most famous. And during Navratri, I came one down to celebrate Navratri in my area, and each of the places where I went, There were thousands of people of all communities playing Navratri, doing Dandiya, doing Garba. For those who are from Gujarat, in my childhood I've also done Matuki. Anybody here from Gujarat? You must be familiar. So it's great to see the performances. I think that was a dance from Kerala. That Kathakali was Kerala. And of course, our sister who gave a variety of performances in the beginning, representing almost different parts of India. It truly shows that you have maintained Indian culture, Indian diversity, and Indian tradition. And we are all proud of each one of you in this room and each one of the Indians beyond this room who are holding Indian tradition high over here. Thank you very much for all the good work you are doing. I'm privileged to be amongst you on full moon night. I was just seeing from the balcony the full moon reflecting that it is a very auspicious day today. Sharad Purnima. We are in the festive season. We just finished Navratri and Dasara Vijayadashmi. We'll soon have Diwali, Govardhan Puja, Chhat Puja, Bhai Dooj, Naya Varsh, Nav Varsh. After that, Christmas, the New Year. It's now festive season. And may God continue to give His choicest blessings to each one of you and your families and to all the 800,000 Indians living here and to all the Qataris and all the people of Qatar, the 4 million people who live in Qatar. My greetings to everybody, to your families. Let the Diwali's light guide us to greater success and prosperity. I wish you a joyous and very, very enjoyable festival season. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, sure. Here only? Yes. बिल्कुल नहीं. Okay. Thank you, Honorable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal ji. So please, request you to please stay with us on the stage. We'll have a photo session table-wise here. Also, definitely, sir, your words were very inspiring and encouraging for the Indian community here. Piyush Goyal ji, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have photo session here, table-wise. Four, two tables at a time. With this, we have come to the conclusion of our formal function today of the community reception of Honorable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal ji. A huge round of applause for him. And one thing is for sure, उनकी ये स्पीच से एक टेक अवे हम घर ये लेकर जाएंगे कि कम्युनिटी को एक साथ रहना कितना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है to get rooted with our Indian connection. Thank you so much for joining us, Piyush ji.